All right. Welcome, everybody. Happy Friday, and welcome to Coffee with the Principal, our final Coffee with the Principal this semester. Thank you so much for taking the time and joining us today. I'm super excited because we've got a special guest with us today who will be presenting. And then we just will, wish you all a very happy holidays and share you some COVID updates about next semester. And we'll just go from there. So welcome. So glad you're here. Let's see. So just as a reminder, you've joined the meeting muted. Feel free to use the chat box as needed. We are recording this meeting. We encourage you to leave your video on, but you don't have to. Use the raise hand feature in Zoom when you get to the Q&A, or you can use the chat box, or feel free to just unmute yourself and ask your question when we get there. So we're so excited to have you here with us today. All right, without further ado, I want to introduce to you Ms. Lisa Ross from Cultivating Young Black Excellence in partnership with an organization called Speak Up, in partnership with LMU, and in partnership with, I think, somebody else, but I've forgotten who that is. Ms. Ross can maybe tell us. So anyway, we're glad that you're here. And without any further ado, let me turn it over to Ms. Ross, and I will allow you to share your screen, and there we go. I think you're muted, Ms. Ross. There we go.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to share my screen with you. Let's go here. Sorry. As Mr. Hunsberger was saying, first and foremost, thank you for having me. I appreciate this awesome opportunity to share with you about this awesome project that I've had the pleasure of being a part of for the fall session. I'm going to go ahead and start my PowerPoint. So again, my name is Lisa Ross, and I am a part of Cultivating Young Black Excellence, also known as CYBE. There is my contact information. If you have any questions that pop up after this coffee with the principal, I am more than willing to hop on a chat. You can text me or you can email me. I'm going to be honest, text is the best way to get a hold of me, okay? Give you a second if you want to get that. Good morning, Ms. Chambers. She's one of our fabulous parents for the fall session. Okay, so come on.
Good morning, how are you?
The how and the why. I'm well, thanks. Good to see you. So the how and the why. So Cultivating Young Black Excellence came about as a means to help bridge the gap of the learning gap that was only widened during the pandemic and distance learning for our scholars. So as Mr. Hunsberger alluded to, this is a partnership. This is a collaborative effort between Speak Up Parents and their Black Kids Can't Wait initiative, LMU, Loyola Marymount University, and also the Los Angeles Urban League. They got together and they came up with a pilot program that was weeks in summer, and it was so well received. And we saw such great academic growth that we decided to push forward for the fall session, and there will be a spring iteration. So basically it was there to help parents and scholars help to mitigate some of the loss that occurred during distance learning. And as you see, these children were a little frustrated because looking at the camera was not necessarily the best way, but our ultimate goal is to help them get into this cap and gown and have a successful life. So keeping it moving and being quick, I'm going to share with you a short clip of some scholars. The volume is kind of low, so if you could kind of bear with me as I try to adjust it so that you can hear it. These are two scholars who participated in the summer and the fall session.
You know, Ms. Ross, can I interrupt for just a moment? I think I was not able to hear
Sure.
anything, and I think some of our families weren't able to hear anything either. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky because, you know, there's that small little teeny share sound button on the share screen that is easy to miss.
Okay,
We'll try that. And if we can't see the videos,
okay,
what I'll do is
let's try that.
when I cut the video, I will ask Ms. Ross to email these videos to me, and then I will include in the recording of this. But we're going to try it again right now.
Okay, let me try stopping the sharing and add. And you're right, I did miss it. Okay, come on. Okay, let's try it again. And I apologize. Sorry.
No worries. If it makes you feel better, last year I did a whole 90-minute PD on Zoom with my teachers and had this wonderful PowerPoint. And at the very end, I realized that I hadn't been sharing on the screen anything. And they were so polite and didn't say anything. So we are all in this boat together. Uh-oh, I think we've lost Miss Ross for a second, but she will be back in just a moment. Let's see. I'm gonna text her back here. Okay. All right. Okay. There we go. And let me just make sure we got her when she comes. Welcome, welcome. I think a few other people have joined us in the last couple of minutes or so. We are going to be joined in just a moment by our guest, Miss Lisa Ross from Cultivating Young Black Excellence. She's having a little bit of technical difficulties, but once she is logged back on, we will continue. We will continue on. So here's what I will do. What I'm going to do right now is I will share some of the updates that I had, and then when she comes, then we'll transition to her. So give me just a second, and I will share this. And yes, you can see my screen now. Okay, awesome, fantastic. So let's just share a couple of the updates that I have, and I will watch for Miss Ross when she comes back. So anyway, it's been a fun week here at Katherine Johnson STEM Academy. We've done a couple different things. One is celebrate the upcoming holidays with candy grams, spiritware, some fun foods. I think some of the classes did like a Secret Santa. But also making sure that we're ending the semester really strongly academically. So, you know, this week we had a couple of things going on. Obviously, our instruction continued, even as teachers were continuing to connect with our holiday week. And so in math class, Miss Alvarado did the transformation and the translations of using a graph. On the right is one of our robotics teams actually at a competition that happened Wednesday afternoon down at Stephen White Middle School. So Miss Dunklin leads that as well. And that's a super exciting opportunity for our kids to enjoy and compete in a robotics competition. So we're very proud of them. I also got to view this week our students present some of their findings when it came to some of the statistical work that they were doing in a statistics project. Last week, I think I shared it with you. I was invited by the teacher to come to the classroom and see the students present what their findings were, what their methods were as they moved forward in that project. And then we're also celebrating our young scholars for achievement, for improvement, for everything they're doing to wrap up the semester really, really strongly. So well done to our scholars and some of the things that are going on in our school here this week. Just a couple of announcements from me, and then I see Miss Ross back on, so I'll turn it over to her in just a minute. We do have our school experience survey, and that actually closes this Sunday. So if you're a family member and you've not done the district school experience survey, you only have actually 2 days left. So please do that if you haven't done it yet. And then last announcement from me, and then I'll turn it back over to Ms. Ross. LD West, or Local District West, is having some winter office hours over the holiday break. And I'm putting the link to this flyer in the chat. So if you have young people and need them to, or want them to work on moving forward or connecting academically with a team member at Local District West, those are the hours that they are available via Zoom. If any sort of support you need, if you just have, if they just have academic questions or need some help or some ideas for the spring semester, we encourage families to make use of that. So that is available. I think it's also an event on our Class Dojo page, so it'll keep, popping up all, during breaks, so you can see that. All right, I do have a couple of just generic COVID updates that I'll share after I turn it over to Ms. Ross. There's a comment in the chat that says you filled out a survey. Can I see when a parent has filled it out? Unfortunately, no. I can see when a student has filled it out. I can see it when a staff member has filled it out. I cannot see when a parent has filled it out. So I will just trust you that you filled it out. I can't send targeted messages like I did with vaccinations that said, hey, I am missing your survey. I can't do that, because I would if I was able to. All right, with that said, I will pause for the moment and I will turn it back over to Ms. Ross, and we're all ready for you.
Okay, sorry, I have no idea what happened, but
No
I'm
worries.
back on. Okay, so I'm sharing the sound and often I'm seeing video. But... Okay, so here we go.
CYBE has helped me with reading comprehension and answering questions after I read books. It's also helped me with vocabulary words and ELA tests. It's boosted my grades up in ELA, and it's helped me become more confident with what I'm doing. I appreciate my CYBE tutor because she's been really flexible with me and my schedule with basketball and school, and she helps me with homework or studying for tests. Miss Azure is easy to work with and easy to talk to when it comes down to homework or any other assignments we're doing. I would recommend CYBE to any ages and to any subject you need help in, because especially with my English, it helped me better understand things that I need, and it's helped me boost my confidence and boost my grades up. And I think it would help with any ages. And I would definitely recommend this to anybody, and I would sign up again.
Tutoring. I benefited from CYB tutoring. My math got a lot better, and my vocabulary and word choices. My thoughts about my two tutors are, when it was one tutor, my first one was Trey, and he was really easy to talk to and get to know. And we talked about a lot of stuff like video games and things we liked. And my second tutor, Miss Asha Ray, she's really nice and she's a good helper. I would recommend this program to a lot of people, and I am very glad I got accepted into CYBE because it's really been helpful in my life.
Okay, so we are starting our spring session, and we've it was going to be January 31st, but we want to give parents more time and schools more time. So we will begin February 14th, and we will end April 29th. I'm going to share this with Mr. Hunsberger. So the process is you'll scan the QR code on there if you're interested, or you can email me directly and I'll share the information with you. And what happens is we'll take your information. We're working primarily with the LMU family of schools, of which your school is the one that we selected to begin with as we transition to solely working with LMU family of school students. And you'll fill out the interest form. We'll then send you a form where we want your child's teacher to give us input as well, so that it will be everybody on deck to help support your scholar. So the deadline for that will be January the 21st. Again, and I skipped a step because I've gotten thrown, sorry. So how the program works is we take your information, you've been accepted to the program, and then we have LMU school scholars who serve as tutor mentors, and they come through the Black Student Union or the summer bridge program that LMU has for incoming freshmen. Those scholars then express their interest. They tell us what their areas of expertise are, and then we match the scholars as closely to the tutors at LMU to ensure that the scholar will get their needs met academically. So that's kind of how the process goes. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and answer any questions anyone may have. Are there any questions that you might have? And no? Okay, that's awesome. I wanted to ask if Ms. Chambers was at a spot where she could share just a little bit. If not, I understand. Okay, so she's not at a spot where she could share, but that's
I'm sorry, I'm here.
That's okay. Okay.
The connection is just really bad, Ryan. I'm so sorry. You want me to go ahead and just speak about my experience real fast?
Yeah. Yes, please.
So, hi, my name is Kamoya. I'm sorry you guys can't see me. I have a 7th grader that goes to Catherine Johnson, and I also have a 5th grader that goes to Calvin Avenue. They both were individually, struggling in math and reading comprehension. We linked up with CYBE, and the experience has been absolutely amazing. Miss Ross partnered us with like one of the best tutor, Kendall, that I think our kids could have asked for. The kids at first were reluctant, of course, because we go to tutoring every Saturday and Sunday morning online for about an hour each. The reading comprehension for my 7th grader improved tremendously. Kendall was very patient as far as meeting the needs, as far as what she needed to focus on. He was amazing doing that. He gave her homework we had to do. She got really excited. First, she didn't want to do it, but over time, she just started picking the book up on her own and just start reading it. And she was really excited about it. And she said that this was like one of the best experiences for tutoring that she had ever had. As far as the math for my youngest daughter, that improved tremendously. Kendall was a great help. I even sat in on a couple of sessions myself sometime just to get a feel for it so I can help her outside of the tutoring. And it was amazing an experience. We are looking forward to the next semester. We hope we get Kendall again. I really encourage a lot of parents to sign up for the tutoring. I mean, it's free. It works with our schedule. The kids really improve. Even the teachers have noticed a great improvement in their math work and their reading comprehension. So, I mean, for me, I couldn't ask for a better program for my kids to go to for tutoring.
Thank you, Ms. Chambers. And just so
You're
you know,
welcome.
Kendall wants you all back as well.
Oh, thank you. He's amazing.
So that's it in a nutshell. I'm not gonna hold you any longer. I thank you, Mr. Hunsberger, for the opportunity, and I look forward to working with you and your families, not only in spring, but in years to come. I'm really excited by the program and love being its ambassador. So thank you so very much. I wish you all a very wonderful holiday season, and I'm handing it back over to Mr. Hunsberger. Thank you again, Mr. Hunsberger.
Thank you so much, Ms. Ross, for joining this morning. I'm very excited to share information about CYBE with our families. I put, just for families here again, I put Ms. Ross's phone number and email in the chat again. I'll read it out loud for people who are watching this on YouTube. Phone number is 213-294-1558. Her email is lisaross, LISAROSS, at speakupparents.org. I met Lisa for the first time. I think it was this Saturday. We had emailed, exchanged a couple times, and one of our families, Miss Chambers, had some of her kids participate, and Miss Ross invited me to the Zoom culmination ceremony on Saturday of this past week. And I didn't know much about the program at that point, but hearing the young people share their experience, hearing the young scholars, hearing the tutor mentors share their experience, I can tell you this is a phenomenal program that I'm super excited about continuing to partnership. And I know that they're working on expanding to more of the LMU family of schools in the area. So that would benefit some of our feeder elementaries, as well as, there's a middle school and a high school in the families of schools as well. So Ms. Ross, thank you so much for joining us as well. I'll go to about 9:30. You're welcome to stay, but I know you're very busy, so you're welcome to do whatever you want to at this point. So thank you. All right, I'm going to share my screen one more time and just go over a couple of updates for our families when it comes to COVID. Can you all see the screen that says COVID updates? Yes? Okay, cool. All right. Yay! We've now had like 12 consecutive weeks of 0 positive test results. Every week we test all the kids, we test all the employees, and no one has tested positive for a real long time, and we hope to keep it that way. We will continue testing in the spring, in January when we come back. The frequency of testing and who gets tested may change come in February, but as stuff changes, we'll be sure to keep you in the loop. This is one really, really important piece of information that I want to make sure that I share with you. I've gotten a lot of questions about this. Does my kid need to get a COVID test during the winter break before they come back in person on January 10th? Because it's 3 weeks of no testing here at the school. The answer to that is no. So unlike previous semesters, a negative test result is not required for your child to show up on January 10th. Their daily pass will work on January 10th, and it will work that whole week. We will have our normal Friday COVID testing on Friday, January 14th. So you do not need to schedule a COVID test at all for your child during the winter break, even the week before. Now, I will say, if you would like to, LA Unified is going to continue to offer free COVID tests at some of the stationary sites. I forget which ones they are, but if you go on the daily pass and you would like your child to take a COVID test during the winter break, there are some times and dates that's available. I posted them to Class Dojo this morning. So if you go to Class Dojo, you should be able to see the locations and times and dates when your child can take an optional COVID test during break if you would like them to. But the big important thing is to know that it is not required. So you can breathe easy about trying to figure out how and when to schedule that. Okay, last announcement is regarding some vaccination updates. So LA Unified has been in the news a lot this last week. One because we hired a new superintendent who looks like he will begin in March. So more information on that later. But the other piece was an update on the 12-year-old vaccination requirements for families that I wanted to share here. And so I want to start off by saying, thank you to the more than 87% of families district-wide who've met the vaccination requirement for their 12-year-old and older. I will tell you this, here at Katherine Johnson STEM Academy, we're a little bit competitive, and our rate is up to 92%. So 92% of our eligible kiddos have met the requirements already. So, I want to thank you to the kids who don't like needles. I haven't met a kid who likes a needle. I'm an adult and I don't like needles, but they braved it out and got the vaccination. And it's a really important way to help keep our kids safe. So thank you to all of you who are done that. To our families who are kind of halfway through, they've done the first vaccination and are just waiting to get the second one. Go ahead, and when you get that second one, upload the card straight into the Daily Pass. If it happens at LA Unified site, it'll happen automatically. So in the spring, we're going to continue to offer vaccination clinics. We're going to continue to offer COVID testing. We'll still have face masks on campus. We'll still use the Daily Pass. The air filtration systems in classrooms keeps getting changed every 6 months, and it's like an N95 mask in a classroom. And we encourage all our kids to use the sanitizer and also do the frequent hand washing. So what is the change then? The change is that the district is pushing back the deadline of that 12-year-old and older requirement. So previously, the district had said, all right, January 10th, if you're 12-year-old and not vaccinated and don't have a medical exemption, you can't come in person. This week, the board decided to push that deadline back till August. So it gives the district a little bit more time and families a little bit more time to get that 2-dose vaccination for the fall. And so on the first day of fall 2022, August something or other, all 12-year-old students must have the 2-dose record or an approved medical exemption on the Daily Pass or conditional admission. So it's not a change in the mandate, it's just a change in the deadline for it. All right. So again, the district has continued to commit to safety with mobile vaccination teams that are going to continue to visit Katherine Johnson, Westchester Middle School. Lots of our families, get it at CVS or Ralph's or Kaiser or wherever they go and upload it that way. That's totally fine as well. And yep, this is just a reminder to don't forget to upload your students' vaccination records into the Daily Pass. One last thing I'll say is this for our families who are watching this, with all of the focus on COVID vaccination over the last year, some of our families have and the schools, I'll be honest, us, have forgotten about some of the other vaccinations that are required for school. So one of the big ones that happens at middle school is all 7th graders, by the time they start 7th grade, have to have a Tdap vaccination. And that's been in place in the district for, I think, decades, and not just the district, but the state. We've been requiring that for as long as I've been in the district. And with COVID and everybody online, it wasn't a big deal. And then when we came back in person, it was all about, okay, now there's a vaccination for COVID. And we forgot about Tdap. So I want to shout out our nurse, Miss Sims, who's been contacting families who haven't gotten their Tdap in, and it's overdue. So just be on the lookout if your 7th grader didn't get their Tdap and didn't submit it. You will get a call from Miss Sims and saying, hey, we need your Tdap. And for families of 6th grade students, make sure you get their Tdap sometime this spring or over the summer so that they're all set for 7th grade. Okay, so now we have a few last minutes for Q&A. I can go about 5 minutes over. I see a question in the chat says, every time I log into Daily Pass, I get a pop-up that seems like it wants the parent's vaccination record uploaded as well. Is that correct? No, I don't the district isn't requiring or requesting parent vaccinations. I apologize for generic pop-ups. I think the computer technician should be smart enough to figure out how to pop it up just for the people who don't have kids uploaded yet, but they haven't done that yet. Am I recording this part? I am. Okay. So, you know, you're going to get that generic pop-up, honestly, probably all summer till the beginning of next year. And that's one of the things that the district is doing to try to remind people. But you know, you go in and you just see the status of your child, and then just look at that. I apologize on the district's behalf for non-targeted generic messaging like that. Great question. What other questions might families have? Okay, if there aren't any questions, we'll go ahead and wrap it up for today. I want to say on behalf of our team here at Katherine Johnson STEM Academy, thank you so much for partnering with us. Thank you so much for your continued support of your students this semester. It's been tremendous. Seeing the kids in person is such a joy for us. It's a lot of hard work, but it's really a joy to be able to interact with them in person. Thank you so much for entrusting us with your young people. And if you have a moment and you want to just send like an encouraging email to our teachers who are really, you know, the ones that make it happen, I know that would be really meaningful for them. So thank you all. Have a wonderful holiday break. And we will see everyone back in January. First day of school is Monday, January 10th. And we'll be back here for Coffee with the Principal Friday the 14th. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye-bye.